Pacquiao. He's 5'5.5" tall and has a reach of 6. It's the Pac-Man. How intimidating would it be to look up and see this man about to fight you? He is one of Sugar Ray Robinson, one of the most skilled boxers to ever lace up the gloves, inducted into the International Boxing.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, from General Santos City in the Philippines, truly one of the all-time greats.
These two have certainly talked the talk. Now they've got to walk the walk.
All what's left is for the first bell to go. That's all we need now, because the build-up is getting ridiculous.
Thousands of fans here in attendance tonight, but when the bell rings, there will only... Here we go for round 1. Beautiful left hook. There's a counter shot. Good punch. Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? How about that time counter shot? A perfect counter shot. Beautiful counter shot. Those counter punches have to hurt. No rest for the weary. Good counter punching. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Which fighter will say no mas? Nice work to avoid the left uppercut. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao. There's the bell for round 2. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to block it. They've got to block it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
When you're trained to fight a swarmer, you gotta focus on your conditioning because they will push you to the edge of your limits.
You fight the swarmer, you've got to protect everything. The body with the elbows, the head with the forearm. You've got to try and push them off balance because they will just stay in your face.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. And he scores with the counter. Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Beautiful counter punch. You don't want to trade shots. Sugar Ray Robinson just got rocked. Just one punch away from getting the momentum back.
3 days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Well done with that counter shot. Talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. The game plan does not seem to... Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make it...
Well, hold on a second, Johnny. Robinson got buzzed there. He's in trouble. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Big whiff with the right hook. Punch, counter punch. We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Swing and a miss with the right hook. A perfect counter lands. Throws a punch. A receipt is coming right back. They exchange punches. They walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. There's the bell for round 4. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Good punch. Might be in some big trouble here. Is he going to go down? Keeping those gloves up, the guard high, paying dividends as it seems that moment of trouble has passed.
Defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense. Blocking and stopping and shooting.
Way through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Holding nothing back here in the round. You'd like to see more jabs. Robinson hit hard, and he may be ready to go. Sugar Ray is down. Let's watch that again in replay from a different angle.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
Talk about Robinson in that. Back into the fray here in round 5. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
What a knockdown. 1 minute. You need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. punch could change everything in this battle. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
Imagine seeing this punch coming and not being able to do anything about it.
Where did that come from? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you're out!
So it's onward and upward after...
Yeah, look at that. All the belts, mighty. Swing left, right, man said get ping. Can't say a ting. No what ping, we bring man right, somebody shots fling. Ding ding, step in the ring, and swing left, right, man said get ping. Can't say a ting. No what ping, we bring man right, somebody shots fling. Ding ding, step in the ring, and swing left, right, man said get ping. Can't say a ting. No what ping, we right up, fling, can't say a ting. Send man over the ropes. Man try come for the bell, but I punched you never saw. Ended all of your hopes. Now all of your bros are stood on the sideline, head in the hands, your joke of the show. They keep those hands up, swing for their fences. Oh, you're going no poorly for sure. How much do you want to be the champ? How much do you want to please the fans? How much do you want to be the king? And how much do you want to feed your camp? How much do you want to see people chant? Swing like you got a thing to lose. It's the ESBC, beat them neatly. Titles never ever in dispute. Ding ding, step in the ring and swing left, right, man's head get ping. Can't say a ting, no but ping, we bring men right, somebody shot fling. Ding ding, step in the ring and swing left, right, man's head get ping. Can't say a ting, no but ping, we bring men right, somebody shot fling. I came from the 7 Hills, city of steel, home of the Venetian brilliant mills.
We are live at Valcour Bay on a beautiful afternoon. A great day for boxing. Alongside me, English fighting legend Johnny Nelson.
Todd, always a pleasure to work with you. Always a pleasure.
And now it's time for the tale of the tape. Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard. He, of course, won world titles in 5 different weight classes, including the undisputed welterweight title. His hometown is Wilmington. It's Sugar Ray.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing.
And of course, we fight outside today, Johnny, and that's going to put a little extra strain on both of these fighters' conditioning.
You've got the fresh air, you've got the breeze, you've got the fans baying for your blood, wanting to see you win on.
Time has finally arrived. These two men have been jawing at each other for months. The talking is finally over. Now it's time to fight. They're both trying for a knockout. And he scores with the counter. They exchange punches. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. Nope, that uppercut does not score. And Sugar is in trouble. They've avoided catastrophe there.
Ring Days now needs to steady the pace, get the pace back to normal.
Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
A lot of pre-match. Did you see that? And Sugar Ray is rocked. Disaster averted.
Now they've got to wake up, they've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Sugar Ray in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout. Here we go. It's round 2. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They're going to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot. Jab. Rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Punch and just got countered. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Johnny, a lot of fighters focus on their defense with their hands up. This fighter focuses on their defense with their footwork, moving on those angles, staying out of danger.
Outside fights create so much unpredictable movement. Moves left to right, box forward, box backwards. You don't know if they're going to attack or defend. Nightmare fighters.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Some real good back and forth between these two fighters.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will set.
Whoa, Johnny, take a look at this action. Oh, Leonard just got rocked. I don't believe what we're seeing here.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
There's a counter shot. That uppercut just missed. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Leonard in that last round. He is down big time on the scores.
Wow, it was like 2 different leagues.
There's the bell for round 3. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
So much firepower here. Beautiful counter shot. That big hook doesn't land. A lot of effort being exerted here. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
And Sugar is in trouble. Good job trying to back out of trouble.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What will they do? What will they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
On that headshot. Let's see it again and appreciate it more. So final 10 seconds of the round, and he is looking really sharp. I think that will look even more dramatic in slow motion.
You're right. What a shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round.
There's always a way back. Don't ever run any.
Back at it in round 4. And there's the bell to start the round. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. And they blocked the right uppercut. Jab does not score. Big swing and a miss with the hook. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Good counter punching. Is over. Imagine seeing the punch coming and not being able to do anything about it.
That's lights out right there.
So time to go celebrate after a knockout win here.
Accuracy, power, punch, perfect.
There ain't no room. Only one number one, there ain't room for two. There ain't no room. I am the one. Top 2 but not number 2. There ain't no room. Boom. Came in cleaned up without a broom. There ain't no room. Still here, still not been moved. I got points to prove. There ain't no room. Straight in, more pain, so more gaining. Here I came in, guns blazing. At Raven, you get weighed in. Been training, sick of waiting. Some failing, not plain sailing. Entertaining, check the ratings. Let me out, I don't wanna be caged in. Yeah, I'm ready, who's next up? Pay attention now, yeah, your best luck. I like to warm up like a few jabs, and then I hit hard like a left hook. My style's unique, not textbook. Step to me, you get yourself messed up. Win or lose, still here, still not been moved. I got points to prove. There ain't no room. Only one number one, there ain't room for 2. There ain't no room. I am the one. Top 2 but not number 2. There ain't no room. Boom. Came in cleaned up without a broom. There ain't no room. Still here, still not been moved. I got points to prove. There ain't no room. Only one number one, there ain't room for 2. There ain't no room. I am the one. Top 2 but not number 2. There ain't no room.
All right, I went over the rules. I want you to protect yourself at all times. Let's do it.
Jab up, jab down. Set it up with the jab and then look for your power shot. Relax, think about what you're doing. Don't lean in, don't walk onto anything, it'll be dangerous.
Time out!
Mate, what are you doing? Come on, switch on. You've been coasting.
Let's go.
Come back with the left hook. Look at his hand position. Look for the left hook over the right hand. And again, when he leans forward, bring it up, kick it up the uppercut, kick up the uppercut.
That's time!
Listen, you switched off. What are you doing? Don't worry about that round. Don't worry about it. Let's go.
Let's fight.
into the fight that round. Now you're switching off. I need you to switch back on. Get focused.
Let's do it.
Good work. This is all going great. Keep doing what you're doing. Good work, that's it. Stick to that jab. Jab's working. Beautiful. Beautiful, I like that. Okay, now you let him back into the fight that round. That's his round. I need you to go back out there. I need you to win this round.
Let's go.
Get busy. Double up the jab.
Listen to me. Are you okay?
Listen, you've switched off. What are you doing? Get back out there and switch on.
Let's do it.
That's it. What we do in the gym. You know you can do it. Get beat off them. That's it. Nice and smooth. Stay that way now.
Start doubling the jab roll.
Okay, let's reset. Switch stance.
Time!
What was that? What are you doing? Come on, you're switching off. Have you got complacent? The fight's not over yet. You gotta go out there and win.
And box.
There are your attacks. And again, when he leans forward, bring it up. Kick up the uppercut. Kick up the uppercut.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, there's no surrender. You didn't know money when the bally meant this rallies up. When I'm saying money, I'm not talking about Pacquiao. It's funny how the tables turn. You're not Ricky Hatton out. Tonight I have to let me put my body down. When you was hitting bags, I was still bagging up in mommy's house. You was in the Philly shell when I was getting batted down. Prison cell, swimming in my thoughts, trying not to drown.
A beautiful afternoon for a fist fight. We are live at the Empire Fight Camp. My name is Todd Grisham. And next to me for the broadcast, the one and only Johnny Nelson.
It's going to be...
And it's the King, Amir King Khan. He's Bolton's finest. Watch for those hands tonight. They are as fast as they come. Sugar Ray Robinson. Many consider him to be the greatest fighter in the history.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the...
Well, I hope you brought your sunglasses because we're fighting. These two fighters promised us an offensive show. Let's see if they deliver. The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. Open air stadium, blazing sun. What do you think about this?
Todd, this is something you could never, ever get used to. How many gyms are built outside? How many times do we train, spar, and everything outside? Now you're having a fight outside. This is where fighters may gas themselves out. This is where the environment may make so much of a difference. You may not realize it, but watch when the rounds roll on.
Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
That punch scores. Just misses that uppercut. Didn't land that jab. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Khan in that last round. Here we go, round 2. Who's going to land the first big shot? It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
This fighter's always on their toes, trying to get their opponent rattled, get them off kilter, get them out of their rhythm.
These are my kind of fighters, boxing on the edge of the ring, using the jab, using the footwork, moving left to right. It's like a bull in a matador.
So much for boxing. This is a fight. Beautiful counter shot. Some real good back and forth between these two fighters.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Not a lot of defense here at all. This counter puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
Counter puncher's my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Khan in that last round.
Come on, switch on.
On to the third. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Well done with that counter shot. Off the charts action from both of these fighters. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Nice stop, but that won't score. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Nice defense, avoiding the right uppercut. That counter punch caught him clean. Big hook thrown, but it doesn't connect. Those counter punches have to hurt. You'd like to see more jabs. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Khan in that last one. And there's the bell to start round 4. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
How about that time counter shot? Nice counter shot. Nice counter shot. The work rate is down. The head isn't moving as well, Johnny. Fatigue is starting to set in.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Swing and a miss with that hook. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Swing and a miss with the hook. How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you've hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Khan in that last round. They've got... Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round. Everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. Beautiful counter punch. The straight right just misses. Sugar Ray Robinson just got rocked. A much better game plan here. Whoa, wait a minute. Robinson goes to the canvas. As we watch it again one more time, appreciate the perfection of that knockout shot.
A shot from the gods took him out.
They're on their feet, but is this the beginning of the end?
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
Final 10 seconds here, and the corner better get warmed up. They've got some work to do.
Pick a side. Will you live? Will you die? Will you quit? Will you try? Sweating eyes. Who am I? Champion till I die. Every morning, every night. Boy, I gotta look alive. Now you can hear the crowd going wow. Yeah. You know who's up in the house tonight. The champions are back in your town. Feel the stands and make them shout tonight. The champions about to get down. You know who's up in the house tonight. The champions are back in your town. Feel the stands and make them shout tonight. The champions about to get down. Pick a side. Only two options, be with the winners or the other guys. Yeah, ain't no time. We already on the way. Better get themselves in line. Thought I told you we don't play. The team going nuts, the score going up, morale going down, the fans packing up. Now all the kids got a new hero. They ain't never seen so many zeros. And that's when the crowd starts to shout.
Look at this venue. What a remarkable scene for hopefully what will be a remarkable fight. We are live at Falcor Bay. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
I feel like a fraud. How have I got these ringside seats?
And here, Sugar Ray Robinson, one of the most skilled.
This bout,
An open air out. And that's the opening bell, round one. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. Beautiful counter shot. Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. And he scores with the counter. And Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. No rest for the weary. Well done with that counter shot. Nice counter shot. A lot of high hopes and aspirations from the fans and media alike as we get set for this main event under the sun.
Todd, let me explain to you. We're outside. Nobody can turn the temperature down. Nobody can turn the sun down. When that sun's beating on you, when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you're getting hit, when you're getting hurt, there's no cool fan that's dropping in there. This is where it's real fighting, fight on fight.
These two are the perfect dance partners.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Couldn't land that jab. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Crawford is dazed. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Crawford in that last round. Here we go, round two. Who's going to land the first big shot? Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Perfect counter lands. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're gonna... Robinson goes to the canvas. It's a one-hitter winner. What a knockout shot. Let's take another look.
I've got to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got knocked down but didn't stay down. Once again showing you how much grit and courage this fighter has.
Somebody can smell blood here. They can smell blood.
What a blow to the head there. Let's see it again on instant replay.
Shot from the gods, Stace.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Referee says they can continue, but how much more do they have left?
Well, now it's about getting back to the corner, freshen up, get new instructions given to you, and they've got to G you up. They've got to tell you what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right.
It looks like he's going to survive the round here, but just barely. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. Well, this fighter has...
I need you to focus on what you're doing.
There's the bell to start round 3. Gotta be feeling confident heading into this round after knocking their opponent down twice.
2 knockdowns and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs will feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Just missed with that hook. He threw a punch and just got countered. How about that time counter shot? That uppercut's blocked. Nice counter shot. Beautiful counter punch. That counter shot lands. A real good back and forth between these two fighters.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Throws the jab and doesn't score. Oh, what a punch! Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. The straight right just misses. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. You know that bell was sweet music to his ears.
The bell sometime.
Back at it in round 4. After that last round, something has got to change.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Catch and shoot. Those counter punches have to hurt. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. They exchange punches. That counter punch caught him clean. Good defense there on the left uppercut. Punch, counter punch. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
The only fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Crawford in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the score. There's the bell to start round 5. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab.
Unlucky to miss with that uppercut. Punch. You've heard the phrase, finding a second win. I don't think I need to tell you which one of these fighters needs to find it.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. You've got to relax.
Can they figure out the combination to this sink?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. It's like a match made in heaven.
Right hook misses. Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? There's a counter shot. Do you believe this? Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round.
Switch on.
Here we go in the 6th round. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. It just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
Nice counter. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Perfect counter shot. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Nice defense on that jab. How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through?
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Good counter punching. Good counter punch. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, this is the... Here comes round 7. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Counter punch right up the middle. Hey, those punches add up. Nice counter punch. That punch lands. Good counter punch. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
A perfect counter lands. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Hook misses. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Robinson in that last round. I'm worried about... There's the bell to start round 8. Let's see how much recovery they saw there in the last minute.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Perfect counter shot. It's all offense all the time. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Both men step back for just a moment. In this division, both fighters will constantly be on their toes trying to punch and counterpunch.
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Nice counter shot. Straight right just misses. Good one. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Some might have thought the fight a little bit closer, but the judges are in agreement. A unanimous decision win.
Unanimous. You know what? Smart. Smart, that is.
My castle of sand, waiting on the battle, so a handle all in my hand. The war forces more toward my door with demands more important than the fortune that you poured in my pan. From freestyling to recording advance, can you please reinforce all my borders and bands? I should have put it towards some plans. Want a forest, gotta water some plants. Normally ignoring the branch is par for the course, but when you hold a culture you can't parkour over a part. You gotta march forth over your art. And for your fans, when you corner, gotta shorten your stance. Lessen your tails, Philly shell, don't orbit a dance. You hit a bell, then report to the band and do whatever that the chorus commands. And for the grand, talented all along. Think with fortresses made of stone. We're just palaces made out of flesh and bone. Waiting for our time to shine, Lord, please bless my mansion of cards. If ever challenged, let us camp in the car. Or hang a hammock from a branch in the park. A planet made of uninhabited parts. Being anonymous don't grant you some dark. Even astronomers keep a camera on Mars. Satellite to track where you are and see your black as night, attack it with sparks. Fireworks are not a match for a star.
What a lovely afternoon. Sugar Ray Leonard, one of the greatest. Saul Canelo Alvarez. Well, I hope you brought... And we're off and running between these two really accomplished fighters. Let's see how they come out. Nice straight. Catch and shoot. The courage on display here is incredible. An open-air outdoor stadium. What a venue for this contest.
In such heat, the cornermen need to be able to do their job. Think about what they're doing. One to cool you down, one to ice you back, one to give you instructions in your head, and one to just calm you to tell you what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. Because that's the most important thing. Forget about the heat. Forget about everything else.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. Good counter punch. Straight right just misses. They exchange punches. Caution being thrown to the wind. That one will count. Well done with that counter shot. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Let's talk about Sugar Ray in that last round. As bad as boxing judging could be on to the second round. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
If you like defense, you're going to love this fighter. Excellent defense. They stay on the outside. They use their jab efficiently, and they don't take damage.
You want to corner an outside fighter, make them fight off the ropes because they don't want to do that. They don't want to stand still. They want to move left to right. Pin them down. Throw a blank on them.
He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. These two are the perfect dance partners.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Good counter punching. This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter punch is smart.
Straight right just misses. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Leonard in that last round. That was almost a 10-8 round. Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
A lot of effort being exerted here. That counter punch caught him clean. A big heavy blow, And Saul is down. How about that impact? Let's see that again in slow motion.
I need to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me your breath.
At some point, the corner may have to intervene here because this fighter won't stay down.
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the...
Whoa, Johnny, out of nowhere, look at this. Oh, my word, Canelo just got clipped. Didn't wait too long to get back and get engaged.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
How about that time counter shot? Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. They're happy this round's coming to an end. 10 seconds left. Talk about Alvarez in that last round.
Switched off completely.
Here we go to the 4th round. He got knocked down in the last round. Let's see what he can do here.
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
That counter shot lands. Straight right just misses. So much for boxing. This is a fight. This is a high-octane battle. Beautiful counter shot. Well, with welterweights, they sometimes bring you the best of both worlds. Fast hands and power.
Look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. The first fight, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe with him. The second fight, he thought, this guy's aggressive. He's nasty. He'll do everything to get the win. I've got to box him. I've got to frustrate him. I've got to humiliate him and show him how good a boxer I am. That's the only way you beat an aggressive fighter. Show him your boxing skills. Step out the way. Don't fight fire with fire. Use flame with a ball. I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be. Having second thoughts in the ring.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Sugar Ray in that last round. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
Every second, every minute.
That was a terrible round.
And there's the bell for round 5. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to... Jab. Rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then, put the pressure on.
And he scores with the counter. And that hook misses. Hold it right there. Canelo Alvarez just got rocked in a big way. I don't believe what we're seeing here.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Couldn't land that jab. in this fight so far, Johnny?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you've hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
There's a counter shot. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
Dominance.
There's the bell for round 6. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
He threw a punch and just got countered. That left uppercut doesn't score. We've never seen Canelo in this sort of trouble. It looked great live. How will it look again on slow motion replay?
A shot from the gods, took him out.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're out.
Not many people would have predicted it,